Today I'm painting a portrait in Corel Painter. Hi everyone, Steve Elliott here again. It's been a while and since I've used Corel Painter, so I thought I would give it a blast, being as it cost me such a lot of money. I don't use it too much because I get very comfy using the iPad and I can paint wherever I like, and it's very much like painting on a canvas with a brush. But when I use Corel Painter, I'm using a Wacom Intuos Pro, so therefore I've got to do the and to eye coordination thing. That's all going off, and it feels a bit foreign to me. So I have to work a little bit harder doing that. So I tend to not use it as much as I should or would like to, really. What I really want to do is save up for a touch screen, Wacom touch screen or something like that. That would be awesome. And if there's any developers of touch screens out there would like me to demo one for them and donate a screen, that'd be quite nice. So anyway, this is a portrait of my daughter Charlotte, and what I'd done in Corel Painter before, I got quite into it, and I'd set up a couple of drawers, and I'd done one for watercolour with some watercolour brushes in it. I'd been through them all and picked the ones I like, and I did the same for the oil brushes. And what was really good about that was I could select brushes from different palettes or different boxes in the collection and put them into my custom drawer. And that meant it was very easy to select them. I could just pick the ones I wanted. And the brushes that I used for this painting were the grainy dry brush, the bristle brush, the oily blender 2 brush, which I used for blending in the edges, mainly of the hair and on the face, and a blender bristle. It's the blender bristle I use for blending in the edges of the hair and the face. And I just use the oily blender 2 pretty much generically to blend all sorts of things all over the painting, really. And the colour palette, I just loved the palette of the photograph, so I thought, let's not change it. Let's not start looking for different colour schemes. I'm just going to use the eye picker, or the colour picker, straight off the photo. So as you can see there, I'm selecting colours off the photo and painting them straight onto the picture. And then also, of course, obviously I wanted to use the colour picker off the actual painting. Once I'd got colours down on the canvas, I wanted to pick those up as well. So I had to remind myself what the shortcut key was to choose the colour picker. They call it the colour dropper, actually, to select the colour dropper and then back to the brush. And once I'd done that, I got my 2 fingers on the keyboard and I could toggle really easy. The reason I did this painting, I said that I wanted to get back into Painter because I hadn't used it for a while, but I opened it up and I was blown away straight away by the quality of the brush strokes and the detail in each stroke that you make with the brush that I haven't seen in apps on the iPad. So that was kind of what prompted me to do this. Plus, this is look at that eye. They're not level. It's not level at this point. There's something seriously not right going off there. So anyway, this is the first portrait I've painted in Corel Painter. I've done a couple of landscapes. So I haven't done much, really, considering how much it costs. But I did get it at half price in a sale. I should be using it a lot more. But I've pretty much got into it straight away. There's 1 or 2 things that I couldn't find. And to be honest with you, once I'm in the flow of the painting, I think, I can't be bothered to look for that. I just want to paint. And then I'll just paint over it. And one of the things was the Elastify, where you can sort of stretch objects. I wanted to use that for the eye, but I just couldn't find it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the lasso tool, move it and just paint it out. And then I discovered that the thick brush I was using left a ridge on the paint. It took me a while to find the brush to use, and it was the bristle brush was the one that I used to, like on I've done now. I need to sort of cover up those gaps, and if I didn't use the bristle brush, it left this hard edge where I'd cut it away. So those are the sort of things that I was coming across in Painter, just because I'm not used to working in it so much. But I have to say, you're working in a real professional bit of software when you're using it. It does feel really solid and really cool to use. So, back to the painting. I knew I wanted to have a really loose portrait, as I pretty much always do, but particularly loose, with thick, bold oil brushes. I think every other painting I've painted of Charlotte has been a watercolour with very soft edges and that, but this time I wanted to do an oil painting with much bolder brush strokes and just give it a much more sort of bold look to it. And I'm really surprised I didn't go into the thick paint brushes, because that is where I'm kind of really at the minute, and I'm loving using the thick paint brushes in Corel Draw. In Art Rage, on the iPad. So I'm really surprised I didn't go into those thick brushes, but I didn't feel like I needed to. I was getting everything I wanted from the brushes that I was using, and I painted the complete picture on 2 layers. One layer I put a background on of this sort of greyed off pink colour, and I just covered the whole of the layer, not the canvas, a layer, and then I locked that layer, and then after that I painted everything else on one layer. I didn't come out of the layer at all. I didn't create... Oh, I'm telling a lie. I did create another layer for my signature right at the very end, but apart from that, I didn't change much at all. And you can see I've got the advanced brush tools open there, and it keeps changing size every time I change brush. And I didn't use it once. I didn't feel a need to go in and adjust the flow of the paint or anything. I just used all the brushes totally as default brushes, just changing the size and the opacity in the odd occasion. And so I opened that up because I thought I would be using it. I thought I would need to get in there and experiment with that, but I didn't. I think what I really need to do is actually do just an experiment and not do a painting, but just do scribbles and things to learn all the tools. Because like I said earlier, when I'm in the flow of the painting, I don't want to be messing about learning how to use things. I just want to paint. What I really liked when I started to paint the top that Charlotte's wearing, which is this sort of lacy kind of thing, I just love the way the colours all blended together. And I got a really small brush, and I used the blending brush as well and made it really thin and used it like I was scratching in the paint. And it felt like I was, I'd got a stick, or I turned my paintbrush over and using the tip of the stick to scrape shapes in it. And you can see I'm doing it there. I've started to sort of put this lacy effect into the clothes. Okay, I don't go crazy. I'm not, I don't like to spend too much time. This painting's probably taken me 3 hours start to finish, roughly. Yeah, I would say 3 hours. 3 hours just sort of working out when I'd been lunch and so on. So it's not too long. It's a fairly quick painting. I think I got the lightness going fairly quick, which always helps. It makes life a lot easier. I've sort of been doing really complex demonstrations showing you step by step. Would you guys be interested in seeing how to paint a portrait? If so, leave me a comment, because obviously that would take me quite a while to put that together, but I'd be quite up for it, to be honest. I'd like to do that, but I don't want to do it if nobody's interested in it. So if you want to see a sort of a detailed video, maybe 40 minutes to an hour long, on how to paint a portrait, just stick a comment in the comment section, and that will give me an idea. And also give me a like as well, because that helps me out, and that will let me know that you would be up for it as well. So this is the end of my portrait of Charlotte. I really enjoyed this. I've been struggling a bit lately with motivation, and I got into this, and it really spurred me on. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you've enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed painting the picture. If you have, big thumbs up as always. Much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I have lots of videos like this, and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.